And, we can start this about some hockey. Is some hockey?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, sure, yeah.
well, the Bush family is in attendance. They're sitting in a cave, but they're in attendance. Episode 371 is here. Ta-da.
A lot of episodes.
It's fall season. Kind of feels like winter sometimes.
Depends on what
Because
time
it's
you wake
often
up.
summertime.
It was
It was
49
cold this
degrees
morning.
when I went to work yesterday. Yeah, or today.
It was cold this morning at 5:22 when I went to the car.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't check what degrees was. I just started driving. I was like, all right, heat, seat. Let's go. On.
I just see it. It's on the dashboard.
Apparently, the Astros have outscored Texas 39-10 at the Texas Rangers ballpark this season.
That's not great.
And they're currently up 4-0. I think Dusty Baker needs more bands on his wrist. this guy's got certain things up the wazoo, but we'll get into baseball in a little bit. Let's kick it off with the fact that we're going to get the parade started in Hempstead, and we're just starting. It's already there.
I'm a numbers guy, and the numbers say we're not going to lose any games. That's just the numbers. I'm just reading the numbers, and they say that the New York Islanders are unbeatable. That's what they say.
Based on numbers, it's Islanders and Vancouver in the Stanley Cup Finals.
That's all I have. That's the numbers.
Except Vancouver did lose to Philly. Vancouver lost to Philly. They got shut out by the Flyers.
There was a graphic from I think it was the NHL Twitter or something. Yes, I guess Tuesday before we played, and it was like it said who will be the last one left, and it had like all the undefeated teams highlighted, and we were one. It was like, we played one game. Can we?
It's so weird too. It's so weird because we played like 2 games in 4 nights, and now we're off for 2 nights, and they're playing like 3 and 5.
The fact that they didn't play the entire, they only played 1 game the first week was weird. Like they should have had a Thursday night game at least. But yeah, we have a back-to-back this weekend, so that kind of.
There's a back-to-back this weekend, then they're playing Tuesday, Thursday next week.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and then Saturday, Monday. Is what's coming up. But it's not an easy road because you got the Devils. You got to go to Buffalo, who's struggling right now. It's early.
Just beat Buffalo. Devils at home.
Devils at home in Buffalo, and then they got to play the Avs.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it. Hey, we're just gonna skip over this day, please.
Yeah.
Clearly, you want us to go undefeated, so we're gonna skip Tuesday.
Might have
go right to Thursday versus. Go right to Ottawa.
Yeah, although they're beating the shit out of the Capitals right now.
Ottawa in Columbus, and then hosting. This team never goes on the. This team's like not going on the road. We're just playing every game this year at the new arena. That's it. There's like no road trip. Oh, here we go. West Coast.
There's got to be one eventually.
November 13th. They head
in fact,
to.
There's got to be 2.
Oh yeah, probably later in the year. But this is
they got to go
Western Canada trip is November.
Okay, and then they got to do.
Oh, sorry, Western Canada / Seattle.
Seattle, yeah. I wasn't sure if they threw Seattle in with the California or not.
They usually try and get the the Arizona
game with the California. Yeah.
Because you could loop, you could do the.
You could come back.
You could do the straight down. You could do the straight up on them.
Right.
So. But then again, everything's a little different. sometimes they'll put the Colorado game with the West Coast and kind of hold like the Kings to be the game versus, or the Ducks, one of them to be this trip with Phoenix.
Yeah. When's the other time they go?
March-ish, probably.
So you said they go in November. Do they go in December? Nope. New Year's. Yeah.
Colorado. The
Second,
kind of
Colorado, Phoenix, Vegas.
right, and then there's got to be another one to play California.
You would think.
Flames cracking at the Islanders, outdoor game, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, March, like you said. Sharks, Ducks,
Random
Kings.
game at the Blues, Texas to Detroit.
March
Okay, so
7th, 10th, and 11th.
So that will be when the circus is in town, probably.
We have a 4-game road trip. We don't play at home for like 11 days. Then they pop to the Garden. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the November trip is Disney on Ice. I know that.
Okay.
Because Lightning McQueen is going to be there. I was told.
So you're going to be there.
Of course, Lightning McQueen is going to be there. Lightning McQueen is going to be in Sparky's house while Sparky's on vacation. Per Braden. Oh, and Steiger.
I mean, that you know what? That's as sound logic as I can come up with.
Well, in fairness, last year he was calling it Sparky's house, and when he was asking me where Sparky was, I told him Sparky went to Disney while Mickey came up here to hang out in Sparky's house.
Was Mickey at the game?
No, it was Disney on Ice. I took him to Disney
on Ice. Gotcha. That makes more sense. So they did a house swap.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Go on vacation. They swap. They take vacations at each other's houses. They never hang out though, but they swap.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't explain what Elsa was doing there though. I was like, she just tags them.
Yeah, they're just there. I can't.
I was like, why do you think it's so cold outside? That's what I said. That was my conclusion. What? It was like February.
They brought Frozen here?
It was like February, or maybe even it was like January or February when we went.
Okay.
And it was cold out, and I was like, why do you think it's so cold? She's right there.
That's just, again, spot the lie.
5-0, by the way.
Yeah, things are not going great for old Max.
What channel is hockey on tonight?
It was on Hulu. Or ESPN Plus.
Oh,
whatever.
I can go to ESPN Plus. I can watch any game I want.
Yeah, the only game I saw on there was Ottawa and Washington. But I'm sure it's Wednesday night hockey. I'm sure the Leafs are playing.
Pittsburgh and Detroit is currently on TNT.
Oh, okay.
And Detroit is up 4-1 with a minute left in the second period.
Okay, so one game is 5-1, one game is 4-1. I thought they're usually like the Canadian teams play Wednesdays. I guess they're playing tomorrow.
They usually play 10.
Oh, there's only 2 games tonight. So tomorrow they all play.
Oh, there's 12.
What?
Oh, there's 12, and then Saturday is 15, which means I'm pretty sure that means every team plays. Yes,
I think it should be 16.
Tuesday there's 16, so yeah, that means not every team.
So when Tuesday? This coming Tuesday, obviously.
Yeah,
that's when they are doing NHL Red Zone.
Is that why we're playing at 8:00 at night on a Tuesday?
Yes, they're trying to stagger things because they're trying an NHL Red Zone.
Thank God I'm not going to be home to.
Why? Okay.
How are they going to do that?
It's not a thing, right? They're obviously not calling it NHL Red Zone. I forgot what they're calling it. But
Well, it's going to take them 2 hours to show every goal in the league at the end of the night.
But okay. So forget that. That's just a show. That's just a coverage show. I don't know.
It's on the. It's like watching on the fly on NHL
Right.
Network.
There's nothing different. What's
Like,
going to be?
What are you gonna do
hook?
when all the teams are in the offensive zone? You're gonna go as many boxes as you can fit on the screen.
What's going to be your hook? You're going to show power plays. You're going to show the end of game stuff. Like that's just the end of game stuff.
End
It's
of period.
the first 2 hours of games won't mean anything. I don't know. Like I said, I saw an article on it. They tried it in Sportsnet, like the Canadian network did it.
Right.
But they did it the season of COVID. They did it like right before COVID, and COVID happened, and it died, and it was geo-blocked, so I couldn't watch it. Yeah, it was geo-blocked, so I couldn't watch it. So I don't know how it went, but it seems like an okay idea. I just don't know what the hook is. What's different from just watching the coverage show?
Well, are they going to show us all leaving when Colorado's up 8-0 in the second period?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to end up focusing on 2 games.
Oh, that's why there's all the teams playing that night.
Right. That's why all the teams. And if you look at the starts, they're like somebody starts at like 5 or 6,
well,
and then they break it up. Also. Well, that was the opening night.
6 o'clock, 6:30, 6:45, 7. Everything is a 15-minute interval. That's
right.
What it
so
is.
They're trying to always have a game on at some point.
Toronto Washington's at 6. It starts off as a half hour because the second game is Anaheim Columbus at 6:30, and then it's every 15 minutes. And how did they decide this? That the New York Islanders have to play at 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday?
Frozen Frenzy. It's gonna be called. That's October 24th. And Buccigross is the host.
That I knew. I knew it was Buccigross doing it. And I just found the link for it under awfulannouncing.com.
Well, that's a website. They have a lot of Francesa stuff. ESPN will have traditional coverage of a triple header featuring the Leafs, Caps, Bruins, Blackhawks, Flyers, and Knights.
Doesn't sound like they care about our game, so we should play at 7 o'clock.
Buccigross will play the Scott Hansen role, moderating action from the ESPN studios. At one point during the slate, there will be 11 games going on at once. It is currently unclear what dates they'll have. Okay. I'm still curious about what the quote says. Fans will see every goal, every power play, and every hit. That's not possible. You can't show me every hit. I'm sorry, guys. You can't do it.
You have to go you have to have like 12 boxes. It's got to be that old school DirecTV.
It has to be 16 boxes. There's the most are going to be 11. So 11 games on at once. Who the hell's going to watch that? No, it doesn't make any sense. I don't like this idea.
Terrible.
Danny, thoughts on an NHL version of Red Zone?
NHL version of Red Zone?
Yeah.
That seems like it's going to be very hectic.
That's where we're at, essentially.
It's going to seem to be very hectic, and it's just going to be all over the place. I mean, like with football, you have those 40 seconds of downtime between each play, so you're able to be like, all right, double box or triple box, and you're able to focus on a particular play with those 40 seconds, you know what I mean? So,
right.
Good luck. Buccigross is a perfect person for it, so that will be fun. I wouldn't have picked you couldn't have picked a better person for that.
Sure.
So I think that's the way to go with that in those terms of things, but it'll be interesting. And obviously you're obviously gonna have delays in seeing goals and power plays and stuff like what you do with Red Zone anyway.
I need a quad box. I need quad box. 4 power plays in once. Quad box.
The Octobox.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be nuts. I don't know.
Speaking of ESPN, by the way,
they're trying.
They are trying. Our thoughts are out there for Barry Melrose. We haven't said anything.
Right.
We didn't say anything. Who's been diagnosed with Parkinson, stepped away. The hockey voice of ESPN for our entire lives.
Right.
You know, it was like ESPN2, 10 o'clock at night, NHL highlights. Steve Levy and Barry Melrose.
Yep.
Those were the good days.
And he stuck around through all the nonsense that
He's the
they
only
didn't give
one
a
who
shit
stayed
about.
with ESPN.
Yeah, he's the only one. He could have went to the network. He could have went anywhere. But nope.
Well, he always said he always wanted to get back into coaching. So
Yeah.
he didn't he, for like a week?
He did for a week, and it was like, nah, this isn't. For me.
I think it didn't go well. I don't know.
I think it was in Tampa.
It might have been.
87, 81, he was in the WHL.
Then he was
Seattle.
he was the coach of the '93 Kings.
Beginning with the 92-93 season, coached the LA Kings, leading them to the finals where they lost to the Canadiens.
Right.
2 more years with the Kings, finishing both years out of the playoffs. 13 years with
It's Tampa. 08,
with
09, he was
ESPN.
Tampa's coach for 16 games.
On
Yeah, he
June
was
4th, 2008, he stated on Pardon the Interruption that he missed coaching and would entertain an NHL coaching offer.
So he started the season as the coach, it looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And he's like, nah.
And
Then he
then
was
they
fired
fired
after
him
5-7-4 record.
Yeah, and they hired Rick
In a month.
Tocchet, who is somebody's coach right now. The Canucks.
Who's hot? Who's a hot team? 96, he started with them and then returned January 1st of 09.
Right.
And then this year he was announced as the retirement. Apparently he was a part of NHL Network during that time also. I think he popped on every
I guess
so
he did
often.
both. Yeah.
Kind of pop on every so often. Hey, Stevie Eiserman. So are we excited for the Phillies to win the World Series or
Absolutely not. It's gonna good for them, I guess, but no.
I can't say I'm excited, but I am also not. I don't hate them. We keep
Yeah, I
going over
don't
this.
hate the team, but no.
I was mentioning it in the chat. They're that Sunday morning softball team that you want to be a part of because they're just having a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're all hungover all day.
that's it.
No, I will say this: when the scrub backup catcher was talking shit about the Mets, it didn't make me want to root for them anymore.
No, it definitely didn't.
That guy was drunk at the first pitch of the first game of that series. It never stopped.
The problem here is, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I don't want any of the 3 teams besides Diamondbacks to win.
Right.
Because fuck Max and fuck JV and the Phillies are Philly. But since one of those things is going to happen, I might as well. The least evil is unfortunately the Phillies, I think.
I
probably
would
the
pull for the Rangers.
Excuse me.
If Jake was pitching, I would pull for the Rangers.
I would pull for Texas.
Yeah, I think I'm pulling for Texas too. If I had to pick,
You're getting butthurt right now. But
I'm pulling for the American League, but like we said, Philly is actually very fun right now.
yeah. Well, you expect that.
you know, it's funny people talking like they went to that Xfinity Sports Bar after they beat the Braves, and I get it.
Yeah.
You swept your probably your biggest rival at this time, team you fight the most for standings at this point, and I get the celebration, but it's like baseball is the only sport that you actually celebrate winning every series.
It is true. Baseball is the only sport that you celebrate really winning everything.
Everything you accomplish in baseball, like you can have two celebrations just in the regular season by one just clinching a playoff spot and then one just clinching your division.
It is, but it's like for the first how many years? I mean, we've had this playoff format. Even we've had multiple wild cards since like what was it, 2012, right?
Well, no, they added the wild card game in like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
But this format's only in its second season.
Right. But
Right.
so they added the wild card game in whatever that year was, right? Before that, there was one wild card, and before that, it was just divisions. So it was legitimately the hardest of all the sports to make the playoffs. So I think that just became the culture that if you get in, you celebrate it because the season's long as hell and it's really hard to get in. Now it's just as easy as the other leagues. Well, almost as easy. Percentage-wise, it's probably just as easy because there's only
From
30 teams.
69 to 93, it was
It was
four
just divisions.
Four divisions.
imagine
divisions
that?
played each other.
You imagine that?
I mean, go
team-
look at the 80s
85
Mets.
Mets. I would have killed
Right.
myself.
Go look at all those teams won 88 games, like 85 games every year at least, from like 84 until 92. And they just weren't as good as the other teams every year except two.
95 was the first year they added the division.
Right, I remember
Three
that.
division
The
winners.
Yankees and Mariners.
Second best record in its league would qualify, but even if it didn't win its division. And also actually started where, let's say if it was like the Mets that was the wild card team, since the
You
Braves
couldn't
always
play
won
a
the
division.
division. in
Yeah,
the
we
90s,
couldn't.
They couldn't play
you
the
weren't
Braves.
able to play that team right away. That's why we played the D-backs in 99.
99, right.
Yeah.
2000 November of 11, they announced they were adding the game, and 2012 was the first year they did it.
Right. So now, 10 teams are now a third of the league when the other leagues is half. So I get the celebrations, but it's still funny.
No, it's hilarious to me. But we've said that every year. Even when the Mets were doing it, it's like, all right, let's just save it for one bigger one at the end of the road.
There's 6 teams. Oh, I just lost it.
Well,
Because
like
you
6
celebrate,
teams,
you
6
celebrate
wild
when
card
you
teams
make.
have ever won the World Series, by the way.
I think what?
There's been 6 wild card teams to win the World Series.
Before we get into that, I think the Mets did it right last year because I remember they clinched a playoff spot in like Milwaukee, and they didn't go nuts because we were in a pennant race. They were still in a division race, and it was just like, okay, woo. Like I think Max had a milestone of strikeouts or something that day too,
Right.
and they were like, okay, great, like let's have a quick drink and let's get out of here.
Right, they clinched their playoff spot in Milwaukee, and I think they lost the game too in Milwaukee.
Because if you think about it, you celebrate when you clinch a division or a wild card spot. If you advance for the wild card, if you advance the CS, and then if you advance to the World Series, and then if you win the World Series, so you celebrate 5 times theoretically.
Yeah.
You could, unless you get the bye, and then it's 4.
Right. But
Right.
like in football, you probably they don't really celebrate clinching the division that much. They do it a little.
Yeah,
There's
they
really
don't really
nothing.
show it.
They don't. You don't know about it if they do, and then you don't see any of the playoff wins. The champ, but also
Well, like
again,
they'll do the shirts.
Yeah.
You see the
the
shirts.
championship games
when
they
they
do
clinch.
a smaller one. So I
Yes.
would understand in baseball if you had like a NLCS party after the game.
That's
like that.
every sport does the conference championships.
Right. Getting to the championship is every
So can you name the 6 wildcard teams, Vin?
I want to. Which is win the World Series, right?
Yes. Well, yes. One of them did it twice. It's your only hint. That is correct.
Yeah, that's true because they've never won a division. Marlins.
Florida Marlins, by the way, not the Miami Marlins.
Miami Marlins. Red Sox.
Yep. 2004.
They were the wild card that year, yes. Let's see. Royals? No, they won the division that year. Who was 2016?
Not a World Series.
No.
Uh,
Cubs.
Cubs.
Cubs won the division.
Yeah. Because I was thinking the year before they didn't win the division.
They didn't?
When they played us in 2015, no, they were wild card. Because it was like the Cardinals won 100 games, the Pirates won 98 games, and the Cubs won 97. It was like something crazy.
Right.
2015.
Oh, that's
They were
right.
all nuts. But the Cubs had the pitching. All right. See, the problem is I could go through and just name every fucking.
You've gotten
champion.
two. Another one in our division.
Oh, the Nats were the wild card that year.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They
So that
lost.
gives you
They beat
three.
the Brewers.
Were the Braves?
Mm-mm.
Well, no.
No, they beat us. They won the division against us that year. Did I say Cardinals?
Cardinals is one of them. You haven't said them. 2011.
Cardinals in 11, right? It wasn't 06, but in 11.
06, they won their division.
Anybody out west? No, the Dodgers and nobody else has won one. Rockies got to the World Series with that wild card.
I'm going to tell you the two that you're missing are both West Coast teams.
The Giants.
Oh,
Giants
the
in
Giants.
14.
Fuck, good call, Danny. And it's got to be an American League one, no?
Mm-hmm.
Angels, 2002 Angels.
Yes. The Rally Monkey. 97, 03 Marlins, 02 Angels, 04 Red Sox.
Steven,
11 Cardinals, 14 Giants, and 19 Nats.
can you make a double thumbs up for me and see what happens?
What just happened?
Right.
What is happening right now?
There's a new make a heart. Make a heart.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's that.
It's the iOS update thing. There it is.
Does it work on it? I wonder if it shows up on the YouTube.
Showing up right
See, I don't
now.
think mine. I don't know. I'm on the thing. I don't know. But yeah, if you
Your
do,
hearts suck, Vin. Your hearts suck. That's why. I thought it was only FaceTime, but that's kind of crazy.
it's supposed to make balloons when this happens, but I can't get it to do it. There you go. Good times.
I don't know. Now that I see those stats with I mentioned it before you came on. They were showing a stat on the game, Danny. The Astros have outscored the Texas Rangers at the Texas Rangers ballpark this year, like 36.
Wow.
And they're up 5-0.
Sweet.
So it kind of opens up, like, kind of make it a series. Well, who's going to go game 4 for the Astros? Javier's on the mound today.
Okay, so
Justin
I don't know who their
game
fourth starter is.
2. I think Justin.
JV pitch game 1, Framber pitch game 2. The Christian Javier. So they're not going to go back to JV. I don't know what the days off have been. Who's their fourth guy? It's not McCullers, is it? I don't know. He fucking had Tommy John.
TBD is listed for tomorrow for both teams.
Yeah, because they don't name them until like the day of anymore.
Because let's say the Rangers come back today, you may ask JV and be like, or Framer and be like, we need our ace today. We need someone that we know can go out there and dominate them. Because then it'll be 3-0. Then you're in a 3-0 hole. So you got to put your best guy out there.
Hunter Brown, he's a young guy, but he had a 5 ERA
right now.
What?
5-2.
Oh,
Josh
5-2.
Jones is
Okay.
homered.
They could start former starting pitcher Rafael Montero if they want.
Oh,
The great. So funny how
Um,
these aren't the first playoff games in Texas. It's
Let me
insane.
see who started their other games. JV, Framber, Javier. Jose Ucurti started game 4 against the Twins, so that's probably who'll be pitching tomorrow.
I think it'll come down to how the game ends.
Sure. But also, I don't think Texas really has a fourth guy either, so it's going to be a bit of a mess.
They're gonna
Right.
pitch left-handed.
Sure. We long thought that would be better than a lot of people. So
I mean, I would have taken it.
do you guys
So
even want to talk about what happened in football this week?
are the Jets going to the playoffs? That's really what I want to know. Because
I don't know.
outside the Chiefs, the the AFC is kind of like
Yeah.
all over the place.
What everybody thought the AFC was going to be this year hasn't exactly worked out to
It's
being
a
like
complete mess.
It's a complete mess. Everybody, like I've been saying, the whole league, other than 3 teams, has been mid at best.
The 3 teams you expected to be at the top are at the top.
Right.
I mean, the Niners lost to the
Yeah,
Right.
that was crazy too. Because a Michigan man missed the field goal.
Yeah.
You know, that was his first miss in like a meaningful spot in like 4 years. He missed one like against Eastern Michigan Community College last year from like 65 yards
Right.
because we were up like 100. So we let him go out and try it.
That's cool.
And even Harbaugh's like, we're up
Fuck it.
big. What were we supposed to do? The guy's going to pros next year. We might as well see what he could do.
Right. No, I think they also got hit with the injury bug a little bit on Sunday's game. So
You saw a change in the way Purdy was playing once McCaffrey and Debo went out.
right. Well, yeah.
And it's nothing against the rest of that offense because they still have a lot of guys on that offense. It just
Right.
basically took away Kittle completely because you took all the weapons off the field. So Kittle was your number 1 option. But also,
I mean, yeah,
like,
it's not the same
Also-
without him.
also, you know, you got to give that Browns defense some credit. It's a solid.
No,
team.
they're a top 5 defense. So
The Browns,
If
mean,
Deshaun
they don't
can
have a
come back and
quarterback
be
either.
healthy, they could make a mess. Like we said, it's a very mediocre conference.
In the trenches, they're very good. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play good defense.
The fact that Myles Garrett just stands at the line and does
He's
crossover moves.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, there's basically going to be 3 teams out of the North and possibly 3 teams out of the East.
And
If
the
the
Chiefs.
Jets, what?
Well, they can't. One of them has to have 2 because you have to have the South needs a team.
Yeah, sorry.
Someone has to
Yeah.
represent that division.
Unfortunate.
You're right.
Well, so it's probably it's looking like the Texans, for being completely honest.
Listen, like I said last week, if I'm the Jaguars, I'll call the Broncos. What can you get for Judy? Maybe you change the scenery, bring him in.
They already got Calvin Ridley. They're trying that already.
I know, but still, maybe Judy could make an impact. I think they need one. They need a number 1 wide receiver.
I think
What team is this?
The Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
What they should have.
They have enough offense, but I feel like that one more receiver can make such a big difference.
They shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a problem. There's a lot we overrated people like Justin Herbert. I'm not sure. I know the coach stinks, but I'm not sure he's all that.
No, he got paid to
like-
be all that, so he better step it up.
I think he.
And I don't know. Trevor
think it's
Lawrence, same thing. Excuse me. Well, I mean, it's been between Lawrence hasn't played all that well. Herbert hasn't played all that well. Burrow's been hurt.
Burrow,
The Chiefs,
The Titans don't have a quarterback at all.
the Chiefs, like obviously Pat is Pat, but their defense has been so good that he doesn't need to run the score up, so he's not putting up the numbers as
Did
much.
he just wow. Who's the center fielder for the Rangers?
I have no idea.
Alvarez just hit a bomb to center field and he got robbed.
Is it
full glove over the wall?
Josh Jung?
Oh, that's the guy who homered.
I'm just throwing a name out. I just know that guy is on the team. I don't know if he plays center field.
Oh, Tavares. Tavares is their center fielder.
Letty Tavares? Jeez. That guy's been around.
Leody Tavares. The ball ended up in the guy's glove. What are you going to review? The ball landed in the glove.
Maybe it hit the wall first or something?
Nope. Completely over.
I don't know.
Elbow bent at wall. Over.
Good for him.
But yeah, also if I'm the Titans, where's the guy you drafted this year? Where's Will Levis? Is that his name?
He's the third string. So
yeah.
They have the bye week. So we'll see what happens when they
are
back.
off this week. They took the bye week?
Yeah.
I mean, the play calling at the 1 yard line was insane.
Can we not talk about the 1 yard line?
I mean, yeah.
No, they didn't. It was just as bad as you because they have Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's fair. They have much better.
And they put in Malik Willis. I don't.
Yeah, and they took forever on that drive too, which was very weird.
Giants, I mean, it's not even worth discussing, really.
No. Tyrod was completely stupid on that play. And then
an otherwise not terrible game for him.
No, for a team that hasn't scored a touchdown in 13 quarters, they played really well on offense. So,
how many offensive touchdowns do they have this season?
0 in game 1, 0 in game 3, 0 in game 4.
Let's see if we can do it. Daniel Jones has two passing.
Don't look, Steven, don't pull it up. I'm gonna look.
Daniel Jones has 2 passing, so Saquon has 1. Then Daniel Jones had a rushing, and then Breida against the Niners.
So the guess is 4.
No, that's 5.
Yeah, 5.
Okay, Daniel Jones has thrown 2.
2.
There's 2.
Ran 1 or 2?
Rushing touchdowns. We have 3 rushing touchdowns.
So Saquon
1
has
for Saquon Barkley, 1 from Daniel Jones, and 1 from Matt Breida.
So that's right. So one touchdown, one of the passing touchdowns was to Saquon.
Yes, and Isaiah Hodgins caught the other one.
Right, Hodgins caught the one to tie the game.
Game winning, yeah, I'll tie, yeah.
Or game winning, whatever one.
No, it was tie because Gano kicked the game winner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just a big shout out to the offensive weapon Darren Waller, who has 28 catches for 282 yards, but no touchdowns.
I'm at the point where it's just we have so many weapons that it's because at the end it's you get back there and you don't have the time to actually look for them.
That's really what it is. I think they should get less weapons. I think they should go back to having nobody.
We played better with having nobody.
The Giants played better when they had Kenny Golladay.
I was talking to somebody at work today. The Giants have a top 5 pick next year. I want an offensive tackle. The only way I don't want an offensive tackle is if for some stupid reason Marvin Harrison Jr. is sitting there at 5 waiting for
How many offensive tackles are we going to pick?
Not tackles, guards. Sorry. Inside guys.
Oh.
You got to get inside guys.
I mean, if we're going a top 5 pick, we're not going guard.
If there's a guard that's available, then I'm
That would
going.
be an ultimate trade back spot.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless Marvin Harrison Jr. somehow falls to us at 5.
Right.
I don't
the
think
only
he's
skill
going to
guy.
be there at 5. I think he's going to be a Bear.
So I was looking at Walter Football today. The Bears have the first 2. Denver had 4 or 3. I forgot who had 2. Who had the one?
The Bears have the first 2 picks right now because they have the Panthers pick. So it's them and the Bears. It's just the Bears.
Right. It's the Panthers first. Panthers get the first pick and they get the second pick based on schedule.
But they have the Panthers pick because of the DJ Moore.
Yeah,
trade,
yeah,
so
yeah.
they have both picks.
Okay, Arizona would be 4. So there's no way of him falling.
No, I said he's going to be on the Bears. The Bears are picking him with one of those 2 picks.
It's interesting. He has the Bears taking a defensive end.
That's not going to happen.
Well, it would take. I mean, sense-wise, it would be. But here's the thing: if Kleb doesn't come out, are you going to take the guy from Duke at number 1?
He's coming out. He's not going to not come out. I don't think. He would be dumb to not come out.
He could make. They already calculated it. He'll make more money if he stays. Go take dance classes like Matt Leinart for a year at USC, ballroom dancing, and make more money on your
But
NIL.
it's that old saying: every football player has X amount of hits on them.
Correct.
So it's really interesting to see: do I stay and get more hits in the college game when I could get that second contract sooner?
But also look what
them.
he did against Notre Dame last week. Do you even want him on your team?
I mean, they are able to have one bad game. It wasn't great, obviously. I don't know.
He had 3 picks in the first half, I think I saw, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Wasn't
I
hot.
think so.
Ugh. Danny,
Want to get to picks?
okay? Are you okay with your boy shaving his beard?
Yeah. Oh well.
Big
It
win
is what it
against
is.
Notre Dame and against USC, and he shaves the beard.
Yeah. Well, you should have did that against Louisville.
You would have thought he would do it there after a loss.
Ooh, we're moving to first place. Let's go.
Yeah, I
Wait a
had a
minute.
rough week last week.
Somehow, you and I are tied.
Oh, yeah. Get out of here. Not there yet, buddy.
Almost.
By the way, I did my 14-team money line parlay that I always do for like a couple dollars every week. Money lines. 2 L's.
Yeah.
That's it. 2 L's the whole weekend.
That's pretty good. I hit
The
a
Eagles,
parlay.
the
once.
Eagles,
I
the
am
Eagles, and the Niners. Shocking.
I'm ice cold, and it all started from the Colorado Buffalo game. I went to bed thinking I had that locked up, and then I woke up
Colorado
and they blew
Stanford game.
I blew a 29-point lead.
Oh yeah, that was part of my parlay that I put in for Saturday. Yep.
But I hit a 3-team parlay: Bengals, Texans, Commanders this weekend. Nice little bump.
Aren't you just the greatest, Vincent?
I mean, it's the first one I've hit in a while.
Okay, so Trevor Lawrence is up in the air, and Derek Carr only has one shoulder.
Well, I think his shoulder's okay now.
I'm going Jags just in the event, expecting Trevor to play.
Ugh. Who's their backup?
Bears? I think it was CJ Beathard.
The Jaguars?
Yeah.
I'm taking the Saints.
It is. Then Nathan Roque is their third string. I'm going to go New Orleans at home.
Oh. Go Jags.
Brian Hoyer versus is Fields playing? Do we know? Still up in the
I
air.
haven't heard anything.
So Brian Hoyer versus. I'm taking the Raiders. It doesn't matter. Every time Red Zone went to a Bear highlight on Sunday, it was another pick for that guy.
I'm going
Yeah.
Raiders as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears are not great.
Okay. Cleveland. Riding that hot train in Cleveland. Even though this has complete trap written all over it.
Yeah, it does.
5 earns, 1 walk, 4 Ks.
I'm going Browns. Their defense is going to be able to handle the Colts.
You know that Gunnar Minshew is going to be able to outplay the entire team. Bills will come back this week. Worried about that one.
Oh, that's
Oof.
a lot.
The Patriots are really bad.
They're very bad.
Well, that's why I think Bills can cover this one. There's 0 offense in New England.
I'm going Commanders.
Honestly, I might bet on this game. No offense to you guys.
None taken.
The fact that it's only a 1.5 point spread, it
Just
doesn't really matter who's
better.
playing quarterback.
Don't fucking tie like you did last year at MetLife.
Yeah, and we're wearing our throwbacks, so hopefully the defense continues to play hard. Maybe we score a touchdown, offensive touchdown this week. That would be a good baby step in the right direction. And then we'll see if Jones is playing or Tyrod. So
Give me Tampa bouncing back this week. Tampa's going to bounce back.
yeah,
That's my opinion there.
I don't know. I feel like there's like negative regression coming for Baker. Like he's been good early.
He's due. He's due to go the other
He's
way.
due to be bad.
Somebody wrote an article this week that the creamsicle jersey should be burnt and never brought back again. They got blown out. I don't know. I don't like Atlanta. They're not a good team. I think they're going to end up having a good year, but I don't. They're just. They should trade with us for a quarterback for the draft.
going Bucks, going Lions. Ooh, this is a tough one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lions here. I'm going to go Rams. Pickett is going to see Darnold and probably shit himself a lot.
7.5 is a lot.
I'm taking the Rams. Oh, we're on the Seahawks?
Eh,
You're up to the Seahawks.
I'll go Cardinals. Be frisky. Fuck it.
Like, Josh Dowd has not been that bad. It's annoying.
How much?
And I
Well,
might have said this already, but I gave the coach credit, but wasn't he the one who had who was like weird, right? He had like Kevin weird press conferences.
he like came in and like was hugging everybody and
Yeah, and he was
awkwardly
like
saying,
saying weird shit to Kyler. I don't know.
Right. Kyler got off the. He's able to practice now.
Oh, is he?
"Yeah,
Yeah.
he's off. He's on his official.
He's all pup.
Him, Buda Baker, and also Jalen Ramsey have all been
That was crazy.
designated to return.
I was very surprised. I thought Jalen Ramsey was done for the year.
They said a year, and now
Oh, they said the same thing about Rodgers, and now
listen. Look, the way he was walking around and throwing the other day, people were
honestly,
like wondering.
this is like obviously oversimplifying it, but just play shotgun. Like, if you went into a game and said, when Aaron Rodgers is on the field, we're passing in shotgun, and when Zach Wilson's on the field, we're running under center or in shotgun, I guess. Would that work?
Nope.
No, it wouldn't.
Because all it takes is one hit to Rodgers' leg, and that's the end.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Remember, you gave him an extension, so you're expecting him to play next
right.
season.
You have to keep him ready for next year. You have to.
I think if you go to Thanksgiving looking at the standings and say, okay, we have a shot at the playoffs, you may start considering the option.
He's not coming back before the end of the regular season. It's not.
No, I agree. But if it's like Thanksgiving, you're going to make that decision. Because if you feel like you're out, you're going to say, all right, it's Zach's team the rest of the year. Aaron's
and
officially
just shut
done
it
for the
down.
year.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, but relax. We're going to save you for next season. If it's Thanksgiving weekend and you're like, okay, we have a shot at making a wild card spot, let's check on Aaron's leg, and they're like, he'll probably be at like 65% the rest of the season.
He hasn't been god awful, but he also just figured out that all he has to do is throw to Garrett Wilson.
Took the headband off. Just saying. I got the Seattle Seahawks winning this week.
I mean, Finn, if you don't run the ball 150 times with your running backs, we have issues. Like
we don't have any running backs.
They're all hurt.
That's a lie.
AJ Dillon's too busy farming in video game world.
AJ Dillon turned into Eddie Lacy.
He did, unfortunately. No,
he's too busy in video game world
least that
farming.
Would be an excuse. He's not even Eddie Lacy. He just stinks. Aaron Jones is probably going to play this week. He should. But I mean, I'm obviously picking them. But jeez.
If you're the Broncos, do you pick the biggest project quarterback to learn for a year under Wilson? Or do you pick a guy who basically is going to tell Wilson to go F himself in the draft?
You can't get rid of him, though. You can't.
Yeah. It's like a poison pill in the NBA.
So starting next year, the dead cap is 85, and the following year is 49. We have 2 more years basically of paying him.
Yeah. And then after that, it's 31. Now the Packers, I think the Packers.
Yeah, but you could cut him at 31. That's the advantage.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The Packers have roughly that on them at the moment for Rodgers, and probably more.
What are you're going to take Russell Wilson on when he leaves the Broncos?
No. I'm saying it's a 1-year thing. If they cut him when it's 31, I think the rest of it still counts. It's the 12 and the 4 and everything. It still counts.
Who, Rodgers?
No, Russell Wilson. Like I'm looking at the thing. If you cut him, there's an out. Is that his out or their out?
It's probably their out.
I would hope so.
It's usually a their out at that point. Nobody's trading for this guy. That's the key.
No.
If you trade him before June 1st, it's 82. If you cut him, it's 107 for this year. Next year, it's again, nobody's going to trade for him at 36.
That's what I'm saying. So you can't. You have to
You
just
bring in the guy like the UNC guy and say, "Listen, sit on the bench. You're going to sit behind this guy for the next couple of years. He's going to."
But also,
you're not wasting a first round pick nowadays and having him just chill there when he's clearly better than a washed up Russell Wilson.
correct. But the other thing here is Peyton's just going to quit. If he has to deal with this, he's just going to leave.
Right? Yeah.
He didn't sign up for this. Like he'll go back to being whatever
On
he was.
Fox. Yeah.
Yeah. Easy pick, Chiefs.
Did you guys know this? Is this the guy who was Paulie? Oh no, he wasn't. Never mind.
I
Oh, he
think that
was
guy's dead.
Paulie. He died like last week.
No. I thought he's been
Yeah.
dead for a while.
No. October 8th, 2023.
Oh wow.
Burt something, right?
Burt Young.
Holy shit. I thought he was dead for at least a year at this point. Shit. Rest in peace, Paul.
Yeah, 83.
Wow.
Actually, 10 days ago from when we were recording.
Jesus Christ. Dropping like flies.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs to cover this 5.5.
Chiefs. And then a hell of a Sunday night game.
Kelly Green.
Yeah.
Kelly
Going
Green
Eagles.
jerseys are returning for this.
And they lost last week. There's no way they're going home and losing again.
The Dolphins there had the money on them right now, according to this.
Right.
Dolphins is just fun.
They are really fun. And obviously,
Here's the
they
thing:
win.
can the Eagles cornerbacks stay with the Dolphins' weapons?
Yes,
I'm intrigued to
and
see if
no.
Jalen ends up dressing this week. Because this seems like the type of game Jalen would want to rush back for.
No.
No.
I don't think he can. I don't think
No, he's on
healthy
IR.
enough.
The window they opened the window today.
Yeah, but the window's like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but you could bring him back that first week. It's happened a bunch of times this year. That's how I know that. If a guy's on that 4-game IR, like Jonathan Taylor, they designated him to return, and then he played that Sunday.
Let's see.
I'm gonna take the Eagles at home in their Kelly Greens.
Yeah, me too.
McDaniel already said he's not playing. But because they're easing him back into action. So we'll see what happens in general. I'm also taking the Niners, but yeah, they said no to this week.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners in that game. The over/under in that game is 44.
I think it's an under. I don't think CMC's playing.
I was going to say 42.
Don't know if Debo is back. I think he should be. I think they said CMC is going to be out like a week or two.
They said everybody was basically healthy from what they got the best news for all of them.
Right.
Is
Okay.
what the wording was. Because what's his name on the offensive line got hurt also. Trent
I don't know.
Williams.
Trent
Trent
Williams.
Williams got hurt also in that game.
Oh, shit. That's all their best players. They're all questionable right now. But again,
Right.
questionable. What does that mean?
Uncle Terry.
Uncle Terry.
It's
Hey,
it's
it's Uncle
because-
Pete. Uncle Pete.
I hate my Uncle Pete. Some podcast news. We did raise $150 in which we will be donating to the Israeli army for our support with them. So thank you for all to help us out with that one. We'll be sending that over this week. Again, the link is in our link tree on all of our social media pages if you would like to go donate yourself. Of course, there's a lot of places. I know Play It Against Sports has been doing a bunch of things. Like their lights, like they have the lights that sit on the hats and stuff. They've been basically ordering them in bulk and sending like one box to Israel every time they order them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, people are sending duffel bags worth of food and things like that. So get out there, do your part, help out. It's crazy what's going on over there. With that being said, anything else, boys?
No,
That's it.
that's it.
That's it.
Maybe we win a game on Sunday.
Probably not.
Juan Rivera stinks this time, so maybe we'll get lucky.
We do own Washington.
Best of luck, really. I hope you win.
Me too, Vin.
I'm actually rooting for the Broncos to win more than.
Why would you do that? Why would you say?
Because I've been waiting for the Packers to be bad for my entire life.
I mean, they're bad, but the Broncos are worse, I think. If I had to guess.
I'm shocked they beat the Bears.
I'm not. But listen, it all could blow up in my face this week.
That's
Watch.
what
They should have
When
beat the
Russell
Raiders.
Wilson has the best game of his life this week, you'll be like, oh, darn.
With all his team success, Russell Wilson has not been great against the Packers in general.
Wasn't he the quarterback on the Hail Mary?
He was, but that game was
Doesn't count because it was the other refs. I know, Vin.
No, but that game ended 14-12. He did not have a good game up until that point. The championship game that we blew to them, he threw 4 picks. So he hasn't
Well,
been
that's
great.
why they had their punter throw touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, right. I think it was the kicker, but yes. And then he played a regular season game after that he threw 6 picks against the Packers. So in general, hasn't been great. But, ifs and buts, candy and nuts. He won the ones that counted.
That's all that matters. His team got the W's. That's
Yeah.
all that matters.
That's it. I mean, really all that mattered.
Because some guy decided to jump in front of Jordy Nelson on an onside kick.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
not getting
boys.
going on that. I could be doing that till 12:30 at night. I could just good night, everybody.
We'll see you guys next week.